Sin, can you just kind of put the week you had in perspective, not just with the scoring, but kind of everything you were sort of asked to do, and how well-rounded a week is that for you comparatively?
Um, Last week was good for me and myself, my teammates, all of us all together with us fighting back and giving ourselves a chance and putting ourselves in a situation to have a chance to win in the game against Alabama, and for us to, you know, to bounce back from that 2 days later or 3 days later and go to Mississippi State, finding a way to win at a place where it's hard to play. Um, and just not letting ourselves lose 2 games in a row. And the will that we showed last week is tremendous, and it's good to see us have that will, especially late in the season.
Sindarius, I tweeted this out this morning. I don't know if you know this, but in the last 20 years, there have only been 2 players in major conference play to ever do what you've done. Average 20 points a game, 7 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals a game.
Yeah.
The other guy is Caron Butler, right?
Yeah.
When all is said and done, SEC Player of the Year, do you think that anyone should not consider you for SEC Player of the Year because of your suspension?
I think that's the only knock I have against me right now is my suspension. But, I think that's my suspension should be held against me more towards national awards or more so SEC play, because I've been here for every game in SEC. I haven't missed a game in conference play. So I think holding it against me, conference play wouldn't be fair.
Sin, you and PJ are tied for the team lead in steals. Do you guys go back and forth about who wants to get the most steals in a game? How much pride do you take in that part of your game?
No, we don't. We don't really talk about it because one day I may be leading and the next day he may be leading. We don't really focus on it. We really don't even be knowing about it until somebody tweeted to us or we see it somewhere or something like that. But we don't really discuss it.
And on top of that, what does it take to be good at forcing steals and forcing turnovers at the guard position?
I think it's just our defense with us denying and things like that. And we get so good in our defense, and and Dwayne plays a big role of that with him heating the ball up, and getting guys playing faster than what they want to play, and getting them guys playing uncomfortable. That it allows me, Dwayne, and the rest of us behind him to be more aggressive, and you're starting to see people wear down towards the end of the game and starting to throw lazy passes and stuff like that, and that's when we start to get real aggressive.
What were the days after the Alabama game like physically for you guys, and how long afterward did you still feel it?
I felt it probably up to probably Friday. Probably Friday. I was sore. My back was pretty sore. But we had a good practice on Thursday, Friday. We had Wednesday off, so we all rested, got treatment, and came in and took care of our bodies. So it helped us prepare for Saturday.
All right, for both of you, you're going to be up watching the women play tonight?
Oh, definitely. I love watching those games. You see them play against everybody else in the country, but everybody wants to beat the best. Watching them play UConn, which is the best in women's basketball, for them to have the opportunity to play against them is big, and I hope they win. Good luck to them.
Sin, in retrospect, what did you think of the three-point defense against Mississippi State? Is that anything that's a concern to you guys now with 2 very good three-point shooting teams coming up this week?
No, that's not a concern at all. They made shots. They made tough threes. They made open threes. Those guys, with them being so young and the way they played was pretty scary for how good they could be in the future. But our three-point defense has been good for us all season. We haven't had a problem with it all season, so it's not really something that we have to be worried about. It's just a matter of guys got to guard the ball and be in defense position to get out there to the shooter.
Chris, how important was the way that you and Mike kind of fed off each other in the second half against Mississippi State? It seemed like you guys kind of got rolling together at the same time.
I mean, everything was coming from the guard because the guard was being aggressive with the ball, and the bigs was
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
the bigs was helping, so leaving us open. So we was just making an easy play from the pass coming from the guards.
Do you have one more, Mike? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna give last question to Mike, because these guys have lifting to get to.
So, in a lot of draft sites, obviously have you being drafted maybe in like the second round. Wondering if you could give me your thoughts on that, if you've paid any attention to that, and also have PJ going in the second round too. Some of them do. Would you advise PJ to stay, or would you advise him to stay maybe another year, maybe 2 more years?
That's not the draft and the NBA and stuff like that. That's not really something that we talk about. We don't really have those conversations because when you focus on that, it kind of takes you off and you don't play as good as you need to play, and so we try to just focus on the season and control what we can control. The draft, that's in June. We worrying about now. Who we playing on Arkansas, what we got to do to win against Arkansas. And, I always tell PJ and everybody else, control what we can control. Everything else that doesn't matter. As long as you do what you're supposed to do, everything else will take care of itself.
Thanks, guys.